that, hey, you need to wear a bra or hinges, blah, 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 blah. I'm not the one wearing it. So if you feel comfortable with that one, cool. I've got a kinky that's a really pleasant place. So it really depends on the kind of guy that you're dating. So bra or bra, we're good.
So those men who just like to be called daddy. Or like call I don't know.
I only have one daddy. I only have one. Just one daddy.
So you like don't get into
Yeah,
it.
my
Like,
father. It gets weird.
oh shit.
What's the difference?
Tell you one thing though. Let me explain you. A man only earns the right to be called daddy if he can make you come. If he can bend you over and choke you out and put you in a position that most people cannot do, then you should be called daddy.
And I totally agree with that. I mean, what's the point of this guy taking your body through an array of feelings and there is nothing to go like, wow, it was worth it. So don't take a roller coaster and the end is just bland. So I agree with that.
The best you get,
You need to earn that daddy.
the best you get.
I'll be like, daddy, what you doing, daddy?
Hello, where? Call me Faisal and mine because I'm not doing that shit. I'm sorry. My daddy is in Mombasa, Uko Costo. And then for them, he say papi or something. Papi. Yes. I say what I say, but daddy sounds weird.
McCain would insist we are better than this. America is better than this.
But the personal tributes came with a sharp critique of today's tribal politics.
Trafficking and bombast and insult and phony controversies and manufactured outrage. It's a politics that pretends to be brave and tough, but in fact is born of fear. John called on us to be bigger than that. He called on us to be better than that.
While President Trump's name was never spoken, his absence was an unmistakable undercurrent. McCain made clear he didn't want him there. The two men's strained relationship goes back to the 2016 campaign, when Trump insulted McCain's military service, saying real American heroes aren't shot down. Yet several of the president's advisors were on hand, including his daughter Ivanka, son-in-law Jared Kushner, Chief of Staff John Kelly, and Defense Secretary James Mattis.
All right, thanks to Jeff Zeleny for that. Now, while you saw there a virtual who's who of Washington power players who were there at the funeral, the president, well, he spent the day at his golf course in Virginia, and he was also tweeting.
Sarah Westwood is with us now from Washington, and some of what we saw, these kind of veiled swipes during McCain's funeral, the president noticed them.
That's right, Christy, but the White House is so far not answering whether President Trump watched the funeral and whether last night when he tweeted the simple line, "Make America Great Again," he was responding to that veiled criticism from many leaders that we saw at Senator John McCain's funeral. There was a poignant moment during Meghan McCain's eulogy for her father that she spoke about how the America of John McCain doesn't need to be made great again because it's always been great. So that tweet from President Trump has been widely interpreted as a direct response to one of the most publicized lines from Meghan McCain at that funeral. This has been a difficult week for the White House, given President Trump's past criticism of McCain. We've learned sources telling CNN that there was a statement drafted for Trump to release on the eve of McCain's death, that Trump decided to opt for a brief and sort of perfunctory tweet on the night of McCain's death. There was a dust-up and confusion over whether the flag should be flying at half-staff throughout the week. The White House brought it down when Trump failed to issue a proper proclamation and then raise it amid criticism. And the White House has continued to hold political events despite the fact that much of Washington was gathered in Senator McCain's memory. Yesterday at the golf course, that was Trump's 192nd day at a Trump property and his 153rd day on the golf course of his just 589-day-old presidency. That means he spent about a quarter of his presidency so far on the golf course, and he chose to golf on the day of the McCain's funeral. And we have yet to see if President Trump will respond to the rest of the criticism we heard at that funeral. But as we know, President Trump is not someone who usually takes criticism without hitting back. Victor and Christy.
Okay, so now let's pick up exactly where Sarah left off with CNN political analyst Julian Zelizer. He's also a historian and professor at Princeton University, and Siraj Hashmi, commentary writer and editor at the Washington Examiner. Good morning to both of you. And Siraj, let me start with you with the question that Sarah presented. Does the president let this go? We know that the president does keep grudges. We saw how the president treated Senator McCain after the announcement that he would not continue with treatment. Then after his death, we saw some tweeting on the day of his funeral. Does the president continue this feud posthumously?
Victor, I really can't say with utmost certainty.
But would it benefit him or his supporters?
You know, that's tough to say right now because I don't know if this is the hill, so to speak, that he should really die on. And I think going after McCain posthumously won't do him any favors, especially if you're looking at the midterm elections that's happening in, almost 2 months. And President Trump, who is known for his, he just happens to have a way of going after people that, punching down in a way that he doesn't really need to go after. I mean, the guy's so unpredictable that I can't see him not letting go, but at the same time, I can't see him risk such a bold move.
Let me come to you, Julian, here with the question of his supporters and some of the things that we saw from them online yesterday. Let's go to, this is a CNN commentary. Tweeted this during the funeral about Meghan McCain's eulogizing of her father when he tweeted here, "It's too bad she can't participate in a funeral instead of lobbing political hand grenades." How does this motivate the party or the part of the party that they want to get revved up?
Well, I don't think it motivates a lot of the party they need revved up. So if you're really looking politics and you're looking at suburban voters who are thinking of who to vote for in November, having the president and his most ardent supporters tweet this during a memorial service, it's hard to believe this has any benefit. This is not salutary to our democracy or to the party. Maybe his most loyal supporters see even a memorial service and a funeral as a fight, but there's limits to the appeal of that.
Julian, let me stay with you, and you wrote this new op-ed for CNN.com, and we'll put a portion up here on the screen. For younger Americans whose first real political memory of the White House is President Donald Trump, the remarks of 2 former presidents offered an important moment that allows us to imagine the kind of decorum and ethos that is possible when the commander-in-chief understands the gravity of his role. Talk about the juxtaposition, if you would, of the tone we saw from former Presidents Obama and Bush and what we're seeing from the current president, but also how does your characterization of what they said and how they said it correspond with these implicit attacks and commentaries on President Trump?
Well, I think they both gave very moving speeches, both about Senator McCain and the kind of politics that he represented. Not conservative or liberal, but a respect for government institutions and a love of both the presidency and Congress. And it was fair for both of these former presidents to say something because that was how you commemorate what Senator McCain stood for.